Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Dominik Mysterio has recently spoken about his reality in WWE. The star confessed what happened with Triple H and what he was told. Mysterio joined the Battleground podcast in a recent interview. One of the things he talked about was how he was dealing with the massive jeers that he got during WWE shows. Dominik Mysterio admitted that when he was getting booed, he didn't know how to handle it at all. He said that it was Triple H, along with a few others, who had helped him how to control the crowd. The WWE star added that he had not been able to say a single thing in the company in a promo in almost 2.5 years. And that was something that he would rather use as a character trait than give in and worry about panicking about the promos. With that being the case, Dominik Mysterio is now nearing 3 years since he has not been able to cut a promo without being booed. Now, on Raw, it remains to be seen if this can continue in the future as well. In a shocking revelation, Dominik Mysterio has opened up about his relationship with Triple H and his struggles over the past 2.5 years in WWE. The Judgment Day member, known for his villainous persona and alliance with Rhea Ripley, dropped a major confession that has left fans wondering about his true journey in the company. But what exactly did Dominik say? And why has he felt like he hasn't been able to talk for over 2 years? Let's break it all down and explore the real meaning behind his words. Dominik Mysterio made his WWE debut in 2020, stepping into the ring alongside his legendary father, Rey Mysterio. At first, he was just seen as a rookie trying to live up to his father's legacy, but over time, he evolved into something completely different, a despised, arrogant heel who embraced the Judgment Day and betrayed his own family. His transformation included betraying Rey Mysterio at Clash at the Castle 2022, aligning with Rhea Ripley and the Judgment Day, stepping away from his father's shadow, becoming one of the most booed superstars in WWE, embracing his role as Dirty Dom, winning multiple titles, including the NXT North American Championship. However, despite all this success, Dominik has now admitted that something has been missing, and it all ties back to Triple H in a recent interview. Dominik shocked fans by revealing that he hasn't truly had a chance to express himself properly in WWE for over 2 years. He stated, "There's been a lot I've wanted to say, but I haven't been able to talk for 2.5 years. It's been tough, especially when you're working with someone like Triple H who expects the best from you. But maybe now things will change." This confession immediately sparked speculation. What did he mean by not being able to talk? Was he being restricted creatively? Did Triple H play a role in keeping him quiet? To understand his frustration, let's explore what Dominik might really be talking about. One possible interpretation of Dominik's statement is that he hasn't been able to express himself fully on the mic. Since turning heel in 2022, Dominik has become one of WWE's most despised villains, but much of that heat comes from fans booing him so loudly that he can barely speak during his promos. Every time Dominik grabs a microphone, the WWE Universe erupts in deafening boos, making it almost impossible for him to cut a clear promo. Even veteran wrestlers have noted how rare it is for someone to get this much heat in modern wrestling. WWE has leaned into this, sometimes keeping Dominik's promos short because they know the crowd will drown him out with hate. So when Dominik says he hasn't been able to talk, he might mean that he hasn't had a proper chance to cut long, meaningful promos because the fans refuse to let him speak. And while that's great for his character, it could also be frustrating for him personally, especially if he wants to prove that he can carry himself on the mic like some of WWE's best talkers. Another interpretation of Dominik's words is that he feels like Triple H hasn't given him the chance to speak freely in WWE. Triple H is known for being hands-on with creative decisions, especially when it comes to young talents. While he has elevated Dominik's character, he might have also restricted him in certain ways, such as focusing more on Judgment Day as a group rather than giving Dominik solo promo time, letting Rhea Ripley be his spokesperson rather than allowing him to speak for himself, booking him in matches rather than long promo segments, which prevents him from fully developing his mic skills. Could it be that Dominik is finally ready to step out of the Judgment Day shadow and speak for himself? If so, this might signal a new direction for his character, where he takes more creative control over his promos and moves toward being a standalone star rather than just Rhea Ripley's sidekick. One of the biggest takeaways from Dominik's confession is that he might be preparing for life outside of the Judgment Day. For the past 2 years, Dominik has relied heavily on Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley to elevate his career. But what if he feels like he's outgrown them? With Rhea Ripley dominating the women's division, there are rumors that she could break away from Judgment Day to focus on her own reign. Damian Priest is holding the Money in the Bank contract, meaning he could soon turn face if he cashes in successfully. Finn Balor and JD McDonough have been forming their own alliance, which might leave Dominik lost in the shuffle. If Dominik wants to prove himself as an individual star, now might be the perfect time to distance himself from the Judgment Day and start cutting his own promos. And what better way to do that than by addressing Triple H directly on Raw and demanding a bigger spotlight? Now that Dominik has opened up about his frustrations, the big question is, what happens next? If Dominik truly feels like he hasn't had a chance to talk, Triple H might respond by giving him more promo segments on Raw. Maybe Dominik calls out his father, Rey Mysterio, one last time for a final showdown. Maybe he starts peeking out against the Judgment Day, planting seeds for a breakup. Or maybe he challenges a top babyface like Cody Rhodes, proving that he can cut a promo without the Judgment Day's support. If Dominik is frustrated with being overshadowed, a solo push might be in the works. Could he turn on the Judgment Day and prove he can be a champion on his own? Could he challenge for the WWE Championship someday, stepping away from his father's legacy once and for all? Could he become an even bigger heel by forming his own faction, rather than following Finn and Damian? Another shocking twist could be Dominik eventually reuniting with his father. If he truly feels like he hasn't had a voice in WWE, maybe he realizes that his real identity has been lost in Judgment Day. Maybe he steps away from the faction, seeks redemption, and eventually teams with Rey once again. Dominik Mysterio's confession about not being able to talk for 2.5 years is a major moment that could signal big changes in his WWE career. If he's frustrated with not getting enough promo time, we might see him step up and demand more solo mix segments. If he feels held back by Triple H, we could see a dramatic shift in his character's presentation. If he's ready to move on from Judgment Day, this could be the beginning of Dominik's true breakout as an individual star. One thing's for sure, the WWE Universe is watching closely, and Dominik's next move could be his biggest yet.